Hi and welcome back. Today I will take you through the process of my setup of my December Daisy Dory. And the first thing I'm doing is I am setting up my budget tracker, and I thought that arrows would be cool, so the first one I'm using a mix between cracked pistachio and twisted citron, both distress inks, and I wanted to have a red arrow for outgoing, and I had the red apple or candied apple, but it looked like it had warts on it, so it didn't stamp very well. It was like splotchy, and I don't know what happened because it was all new. So if anyone has encountered the problem, then please let me know down in the comments, because right now I am really enjoying distress inks. I don't know why, but I like trying out new inks. So that's my current obsession. The next step is to set the days up, or the weeks up, which is sort of the heart of my planning system at the moment. If you have watched my previous setup videos, you know that I have Monday through Thursday on one spread, and then I have Friday and a to-do list on the next spread, and then I have my weekends together. And right now I just feel like this system really works for me, so I'm not going to mess with something that works, because that just ends in misery. Well, I will tweak it a bit this month, but just because I'm going on a trip. If you saw our last episode of Two Girls on a Budget, you know what I'm talking about. But first I need to finish my stamping. It does take a while to... This is like what takes the longest during my setups. It's to stamp things. I know it might sound insane to some, but I just really enjoy stamping. I mean, yes, it can be a bit messy sometimes, and I am in no means a perfect stamper, but I think it's just such a fun finish. And if I'm really in a rush, I do use stickers instead. I mean, there's tons of stickers, both matte or glossy or transparent, or you have everything. But I think I prefer stamps for just for the days. And then I used to like to mix them with the stickers for the dates. And yet again, I don't know why, but I prefer the round small stickers to use for my dates. This week I started my Dory early, so I was very happy that I had 2 sets of date stamps. That way I could start in November. November was such a weird month for me, so I was happy to get started on December instead. This week is the week I'm going away, so I wanted to do that one a bit differently. I wanted a bit more space, and I wanted to have all of those days together, so I'm just trimming the pages from the personal size inserts down. They are a bit too wide, and when it comes to, because I mean obviously they are a bit too long as well, but I'm just going to fold it up, and that way I can use all of the space. Nice, right? And if you look closely, you'll see that I've switched sides so that it'll start on a Thursday, because I'm going away on a Thursday, so it makes sense to start on a Thursday. I mean, why not? I have to make this work for me. I don't have to work according to the inserts, right? Then I'm just finishing up the stickers before starting on my monthly overview. This is the one thing that I do miss in the minidori. Thankfully, it's very easy to DIY a little monthly overview. I use a ruler because I like things to be somewhat precise. Call me crazy. And then first I just use a pencil so that I will see that it looks kind of right before using a pen. And I use 2 different kinds of pen. A smaller one on the inner strokes, and then on the outer lines I like to use a pencil pen. Brush pen. And if you are really careful with this brush pen, you can actually write the numbers quite small, which I kind of like. So I did that because I was lazy and I didn't want to switch pens. And then I grabbed my eraser to get rid of all of those nasty little pencil strokes because they are not pretty. I don't think so. And also I'm just writing December to fill that little space out. And I am a horrible, horrible brush letter person. I am trying to learn, but so far I have a way to go. But still, I think it looks cute anyways because it's my handwriting and it makes it a bit more personal, right? Perhaps that's the one thing that I need to embrace more next year. All of my imperfections. Oh, the horror, because I have a few. Anyways, I'm setting up my social media planner so I don't forget to post on the blog or on Instagram or on YouTube because I have a few dates that I need to keep track of. And I just really, really like to have this little booklet in my minidori. I tried to have a personal sized planner for a while, but I just kept forgetting it, and every time I needed to check something, it wasn't there. So obviously I need to have it with me. And I use those glassine envelopes. Somehow all of my tape runners went out, and I also managed to destroy my ATG gun. Don't know how. I think I might have tripped over it. I won't swear to it, but yeah, I think that's what happened. In the same spread, I like to keep a little list of things I want to craft during the month because I think that's fun. And on the front of the booklet, I like to keep a running list of YouTube ideas because I don't want to run out of ideas. I mean, it's one thing to not have time, but to have the time and not the ideas, that would be so much worse. And also, it helps me keep track of what I have filmed and if I have edited things or if I need to voice over or if it's just a matter of uploading. Usually I have the voiceovers left because those tend to require the most. I need a bit of peace and quiet, which means sleeping kids, which means also a mom who's awake. What you see me doing here is I have made my goal tracker. Ever since I started to have my goal tracker on that first page, I will not let that go because it's so awesome. It's so nice to have a couple of things to strive for this month. And I divide it into personal, work, or home. And then on the inside of the booklet, I have my meal planning. But enough of that. You can go look at my other setup videos and I go through those more in detail. On the front cover, I use a stencil from Tim Holtz. And I use a mix of embossing powders. So I use both white and a bit of glitter to have it look like snow. Because obviously these are snow stars? Snowflakes. It's not easy with English. And I just really I have seen a couple of other planner girls stack those cups, and I just think that they look too cute not to stack them. So I did that, and just to give it a different finish, I use a bit of gesso. I don't know if it did all that much. In my head it did more, but it still feels nice. And I really like the look of it. And my bookmark this month is really simple. I just use this tag and then I add a bit of twine to it. I don't know if I do that on screen, but I do that later on. And as you can see, I move my paper clips around quite a bit, and that's because I want it to be both practical, I want it to look right, I want it to feel right, so you know, it takes a bit of effort to get that done. The setup is done. I thought that this month I would also take you on a tour in my Scarlet FoxyFix, or Miss Scarlet as I like to call her. The first thing I have is obviously my Coco Daisy minidori, and then this month I actually have two minidoris because the other one I'm using for December daily. I will share a bit more of that on Instagram. And then I have a monthly insert from the Midori company. And lastly, I also have a plain grid insert. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will get back to you soon. Bye!